Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we talked with one Pike County family who lost their home to a fire last week, who say they are thankful no one was hurt. And in Letcher County, the Sheriff's Office is working to get those struggling with addiction into rehab and recovery. Plus, in Floyd County, people came together for a historic battle reenactment and to remember an old Christmas tradition.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is 6:34 on January 13th. I'm Madison Pergram, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning on this Monday morning. If you're waking up, grab that coffee, get ready for the work week. There is fog out there. Let's go to Brandon Robinson. Brandon, we've been talking about it a little bit this morning. There's fog out there, so people need to be careful.
Fog and a touch of frost in some areas where it's a little colder. We have a big temperature swing this morning, but first let's talk about the fog because that could impede your drive a little bit this morning. Sensors showing not much of anything, including the Pikeville sensor. There you see 10 miles visibility at the airport, but as we go to downtown Pikeville there on the Pikeville Medical Center camera, we can tell that is definitely not the case. So fogged in there, fogged in Hazard, starting to try to be a little bit of fog on the horizon in Whitesburg. So just be careful this morning. Watch out and keep an eye on that fog as you travel early. Temperatures, we are looking at 32 in Somerset, 38 in Hazard, 31 in Irvin is the coolest, actually 30 in Ashland is the coolest spot in the region now, but 50 in Wise is the warmest spot. So again, about a 20-degree temperature swing this morning across the state and region. 38 Paducah, 39 in Lexington, and 41 in the Tri-Cities over in East Tennessee this morning. Weather app forecast, you'll see clouds and some sunshine early. Hopefully that trend will stick around for a little while, but I think the clouds will start to increase after lunchtime, and we'll see 60 for a daytime high. We'll talk about the extended forecast here in just a little bit. Madison.
Thank you, Brandon. Well, a West Virginia firefighter has died after his volunteer fire department's truck crashed while responding to an emergency call. Officials with the city of Spencer say Mark Horwich was killed Saturday. His fire truck went off a narrow road en route to a structure fire in Rowan County. Horwich was a member of the Clover Volunteer Fire Department, and the Rowan County Sheriff's Office is investigating the accident, which closed the road for several hours. And last week, a fire destroyed a home in Pike County. It happened in the Coal Run community. Now the family that lived in the home are thankful only items were destroyed and no one was hurt. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher spoke with the man who grew up in the home.
This is all that is left.
I lived there for most of my life.
Corbin Bentley's family home in Coal Run destroyed by a fire.
I couldn't believe just the sheer intensity of that fire.
Although Corbin was not there at the time, his stepfather was working in a building nearby.
He was just coming out of the workshop when he heard a large bang.
Now many mementos are missing, but one piece, most important to Corbin, survived.
My cat luckily escaped the fire before it got too bad.
Missing overnight, those scary hours are moments Corbin does not want to relive.
Well, it's a lot of panicked hours. I went around the neighborhood searching for him. I got up the next morning. I laid food, laid treats out.
Thankfully, a neighbor found Nano.
It's a lot of relief. I'm not ashamed to say I cried just like a little bit.
And although many items are destroyed, Corbin and his family are thankful no one was injured in the devastating fire. In Pike County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, the cause of the fire is unknown at this time, and Corbin Bentley's stepfather was still living in that home. We have information on how you can help his family on our website at WYMT.com. And Haley Robick, the daughter of University of Kentucky assistant basketball coach John Robick, is reaching out through social media to find a liver donor. Robick says she is battling liver cancer, and she posted on Instagram that she's been battling the illness over the past couple of months. She encourages anyone who could be a match for herself or others in need to sign up on the Living Donor Registration site. Members of the sports community have come together to share Haley's message, including UK men's basketball head coach John Calipari. And in the past few years, the Letcher County Sheriff's Department has made helping drug addicts one of their top priorities. Judge Kevin Mullins and Sheriff Mickey Steins working together with Addiction Recovery Care to help those facing addiction enter rehab. Allison Rose is one of the success stories, being arrested in 2018 for meth use. She was 3 weeks pregnant with 3 children at home. Now she is 18 months clean and working as an intake coordinator for Addiction Recovery Care. She says being arrested was actually the biggest blessing.
It's great having a judge that understands and he knows that, prison and jail is not the answer, and he sees that what the outcome is, because, I'm one of them.
Even if you are not in legal trouble, Judge Mullins and Michael Clark will help you get treatment and even transport you to a rehab facility. And officials with the historic Battle of Middle Creek hosted a commemoration and Old Christmas ceremony yesterday. On January 10, 1862, the Battle of Middle Creek began in Floyd County. Middle Creek serves as the Eastern Kentucky's largest Civil War battle. After the commemoration, many dressed in time period appropriate attire met at the Samuel May House for Old Christmas. Sam Hatcher says it is important to keep the memory of Old Christmas alive.
Continues our Appalachian East Kentucky tradition. Sort of in a way goes counter to your stereotypes of your East Kentucky hillbilly.
Old Christmas was typically celebrated on the 10th of January. For around 10 years, the ceremony has been held in the historic May House in downtown Prestonsburg. The 400-acre farm played a big role in the battle. And an official from the Kentucky Humane Society says they received another surviving horse from the strip job in Floyd County where other horses were found shot. The horse was captured by Dumas Rescue, and Dumas Rescue is a local rescue facility in eastern Kentucky that is working to capture the remaining horses from the herd. There were about 2 captured, the last 2 survivors from the herd on Saturday when someone shot an automatic rifle in the distance that spooked the horses. And one West Virginia animal shelter is asking for donations to help cover the medical expenses of a dog they found in near-death condition this past weekend. The Huntington Cable Wayne Animal Shelter is caring for the dog after she was found Friday night lying next to a dumpster and starving to death. We do have a photo of the dog, but warn it is distressing for some viewers. Shelter officials say they believe the dog is around 8 years old, and while originally not expected to survive, they say she is now eating and responding more, but still cannot stand up on her own. Officials say she has a long road to recovery and will need to be hospitalized until she is stronger. The shelter is looking for donations to help cover medical expenses, and you can donate through their Facebook page. In Louisville, Metro Police are praising their K-9 officer Franklin after he led officers to multiple arrests and seizures. According to a post from LMPD's Facebook page on Thursday, police executed a search warrant in Louisville. They were able to find 4 kilograms of cocaine, a gun, Xanax, and marijuana at the location. One person was arrested, and on Friday, K-9 Franklin was thanked again for helping Louisville Metro Police find a drug trafficker's suitcase with more than $250,000. And the Kentucky Puppy will participate in Animal Planet's 16th Puppy Bowl. You're looking at Summer. She and her siblings were found in the woods just days old and covered in fleas. Now that she is recovered, she will represent Barktown Rescue in Nelson County. The Puppy Bowl is Sunday, February 2nd at 3, just before the Super Bowl.
A lot of times the Puppy Bowl is even better than the actual Super Bowl, but we're taking a look at conditions this morning as we head out the door, and you're seeing lots of full visibility. Not the case at all. We're seeing some very dense fog in some of those river valleys, so be careful. Some frost also in some of those colder spots there. 32 in Somerset, 30 in Ashland, but 50 in Logan and in Wise this morning, so a big swing in temperatures. Maybe just a little bit of a couple extra minutes to scrape some frost off, especially if you're in those areas closer to freezing or in the 30s this morning. Not a whole lot of that going on across parts of the eastern half of the state, though. I got a report earlier from Martin County, a little frost there near the DeBoard community, and temperatures in the 30s. But you'll see, split the difference this morning at 40. We'll see close to 60 by this afternoon. Clouds will start to increase, though, as we head deeper into the day. Madison.
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. Here's a look at what's ahead.
Confusion in Washington as lawmakers and the president offer different explanations behind the U.S. attack in Iran. I'm Naomi Ruckham with the president's claims as Iranian citizens protest their government.